Hi there, welcome to the second episode of Perfume Experience. Today we are going to compare DIOR HOMME INTENSE with XLNC, Muzna and Projekt Alternate. So we have XP16, which is a DIOR HOMME INTENSE Alt by XLNC. Then we have Projekt Alternate Lipstick Vanilla, and then we have Muzna by Tuscany Iris. Okay, so we're going to test all of this against the original OG DIOR HOMME Intense. So 2 sprays of the OG, and I'll go on my wrist. Wow, lovely. And then let's do 2 sprays of DIOR HOMME Intense, Projekt Alternate, and Muzna Bice. And now I'll make notes and compare and check how they smell. So at the very opening, the OG is definitely very smooth, very refined. Excellency doesn't have the same notes as the opening of the OG. Lipstick Vanilla, no. Muzna Bice has got the same opening. Yes, these two are same. Muzna Bice and the OG smell the same at the opening nose. So let's give it some time and then I'll keep updating. But you can definitely see the oil residue on Excellency. And Lipstick Vanilla also has got a little bit. But if you... The OG also leaves a mark, but then it's not a glare as such as the alcohol. Here I don't see much here anyways. So smells nice. So far so good. I think these two are good. These are smelling a little different, not the same smoothness that the OG has. Let's keep checking. Hey, hi there, welcome back. So we've completed our testing of DIOR HOMME Intense against the alternates, and let's look at the results now. So for me, DIOR HOMME Intense is an emotion. The reason being, this lists in the top 10 fragrances in the world for men, right? And this is such a beautiful creation by Francis Damashe. This is a flanker to the original DIOR HOMME. The DIOR HOMME was released in 2006. This came in 2011, and after this, of course, there have been many flankers about it. What makes this perfume so special, so unique, is the composition, right? So it's got lavender, it's got iris, and then there is cedar and vetiver. Among all of the compositions, it is the iris that makes this fragrance beautiful. So when I say iris, it's difficult to extract the perfume oil from iris itself. It needs to be extracted from the roots of iris, right? And that extraction process can go for years, and it is extracted through this component called as orris butter. Okay, so there is a synthetic orris butter used, of course, for large quantities, but that is what, when mixed with the other components like cedar and vetiver, makes this fragrance such a beautiful fragrance for the evening wear, right? At the dry door, it gives you that powdery feeling. It's the opening, it's very light, airy, right? So for me, this is a very special fragrance, and I was really looking forward for a fragrance that I could have in my list as a good alternate, right? So I went about doing, blind buys. So the first blind buy that I did was the Excellency one, okay? This one, XP16, okay? And I was really looking forward for this to be a good fragrance. But when I, put this on, I couldn't feel anything. It was not that feeling that, okay, how can this be a top 10 fragrance kind of a thing, right? So I was not happy with this. Then I happened to get a partial buy from Projekt Alternative's Lipstick Vanilla. Even this, I was not very happy. It just didn't feel right? In the sense that how can this fragrance, which has got so much of talk, hype, how can this just smell just like that, right? Then I went on to do another blind buy, right? So this time I got the Muzna fragrance, and I have heard a little bit about good things about this particular one. Look at the juice color on this. This is called Tuscany Iris from Muzna Buy, right? So I did a blind buy and I got this, and let me now tell you the whole exercise and what I feel about it. So I started the testing at 9:45 p.m. That is the perfect time to probably try this evening wear, and Bangalore was a lot cooler that day, so I thought it's the perfect weather to try it. So at the opening, DIOR HOMME Intense and the other fragrances, DIOR HOMME Intense is very light and airy at the opening, and when I sprayed XP16 and Lipstick Vanilla and Muzna on me, what I felt initially at the opening was that there are slight variances in this too. Okay, that is Projekt Alternative and Excellency don't have the exact same opening, which is that lavender note, which is very light, very mild. This one did have it. Okay, so the opening was very similar here. Now, after about 30 minutes time, when it kind of settled down, say about 10-15 in the evening, I could feel that this was projecting, like in the sense like two sprays, but I could really smell it, and this was very identical to it, right? But these two were a little different, so I gave it a little more time, thinking, okay, let's settle down, because the composition is very nice, right? So you have woody tones, you have lavender at the top note that starts, and then you move into iris. So I wanted to see if that change happens. After about 35-40 minutes time, I thought the notes have changed, and I realized that these two are smelling more towards vetiverish. Okay, it's a little bit harsh as well, but then they're a little off. Then I thought, okay, maybe because vetiver is one of the notes, they will kind of smell that way. This clearly was on the lavender side at that point of time, that after about 35-40 minutes time. So then I let it continue, and I wanted to see how it would smell like after some time. After about 1.5 hours time, I felt the OG is a little closer to the skin. So is Muzna. But these two were a little still, they were loud, right? Not loud per se, because it's two sprays, so, but it is very evident that you can smell them, but it is still on the vetiver note, right? It's still not moved to anything else, still on the vetiver note there. So after 2 hours, around 11:45 at night, then I feel there is a difference, right? Now the difference is, the Excellency one and the Projekt Alternative ones are moving towards the lavender note, okay? Whereas these two are on the powdery note. The OG and Muzna Bias is towards the powdery note, which is what it's supposed to go to. This is a slight shift from vetiver to lavender, so it's not very smooth. It's still a little rough on the edges, but still okay, right? But at this point of time, the OG and Muzna is really very close to the notes itself. I mean, not very different, but these are way off in the sense of shifting into lavender, and still at the background you can still get a sense of the vetiver. So after 3 hours, at about 12:45 at night, I feel that the OG is very skin close, okay, and Muzna is kind of lightly evaporated. I'm not really able to smell, but I could smell Excellency and Projekt Alternate. Excellency is still on the powdery side. I don't know what happened here with Projekt Alternate. It kind of went off the rails. It was smelling completely off and not very great, so to say, right? So then fast forward next day morning, at about 7:45 when I woke up, and when I smelled my hand, I could smell OG, and I was like, so it feels so nice because it takes you back to the initial sprays, almost 10 hours back. So you could still smell it on skin. So did Excellency as well, but then very, very faintly, but it's not the note that you want to smell on the OG, right? Nothing with Projekt Alt and Muzna had kind of evaporated, right? So after almost about 10 hours time, when I look back in perspective and think about how the OG smelled versus Excellency and Lipstick Vanilla from Projekt Alternate, that is Projekt Lipstick Vanilla, and this is XP16, and so I can kind of say how Muzna Bias Tuscany Iris smelled against DIOR HOMME Intense. I feel this is a very good match, right? So the match is close to about 95% plus, and I can honestly say this because both smell very, very good. The key difference is this being the OG is very light, very smooth. That's the OG part. I mean, you can't take away that. This at the same time, in terms of notes, it's all matching. All of that is very good. The difference, like I said clearly, is the airy and the lightness. The body that this particular fragrance has is something that I don't think so any alt can capture. Okay, but then from a scent profile to scent profile, a beautiful match and very, very nice. Now the other element that we also need to keep in mind is that both of these fragrances are, or rather this fragrance is not a loud fragrance. This is a very close, intimate circle kind of a fragrance, right? And it will keep growing on you. It will keep liking it. People will keep getting attracted to you. So on that, I think this pair does very well, because that is what you're getting out of this. Don't expect beast mode performance, not right. You should get about 5-6 sprays or 8 sprays, and you can build a beautiful aura around you. This is one definitely a perfume made for the evening, definitely for the evening, right? So, and for special occasions and so forth, you can definitely have this. So in my pick of all the 3 fragrances that we tried, be it XP16 of XLNC, be it Lipstick Vanilla, be it this, I think this clearly is a winner. And Muzna which is Zidaan of Muzna Fragrances, has done a wonderful job on this particular fragrance. And yes, this is not a sponsored video. All these are my buys, be it Lipstick Vanilla, be it Muzna, and these are all purchased by me, and my whole intention is to do a comparison. And in terms of pricing, Projekt Alternatives Lipstick Vanilla 50 ml, I think is about 750, okay, ballpark that figure. XP16, I bought it in the month of Jan during the offer. I think it was about 375 for 20 ml. Tuscany Iris, I think, is about 850 or 800 rupees for 50 ml again, right? So that's the pricing. So in terms of value for money, clearly at 800 bucks, if you can get a very good fragrance like this, which is very close to the OG, you should definitely go for this. A couple of sprays of this, but also do get your hands on the DIOR HOMME Intense itself, because this is one for the collection. Trust me on this. So I hope you like this video and the content that I'm trying to bring and the comparison that I'm trying to do. My thought of doing this is to give you good alternates or good clones that are close to the OG, and I was able to get this OG through a partial buy from Facebook. So that really helped me to compare this very well and see which is really the closest one to the OG. So having said this, do like, do subscribe, and thank you for watching. Follow me, The Perfume Experience. My name is Rodney. Take care. Bye now.